what's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe, and we are going to do a Mirage build today. So, welcome to all the new subscribers and fans to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. Just to note, these builds that I do are based solely on how I play the game and how I like the character. So, hopefully it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, you've got a different build, anything like that, always feel free to leave that in comments so other people can check those out as well. There is no real perfect build, but they're, you know, everybody's got their own opinion on what's perfect. So for me, this is how this is, and hopefully you enjoy this. This is Tower 3 Exterminate, and you will see I just raffle stomp through here. So let's quickly talk about some of the stuff here. So in terms of the abilities, I'll tell you right off the bat, as I've said in the past videos, Sleight of Hand, it's out of here. Didn't even bother with it. I have no need for it. It's totally useless in my opinion at this time. Hall of Mirrors is what you see right there, okay? So 4 holographic images at max card. We're looking at right now, based on my build, almost 40 seconds. I can make it just a little bit higher if I finish maxing out one of the cards, but you'll see that in a minute what I'm talking about. Get it into somewhere in the 40s range. Each one of these holographic, so that's based off of duration, the length of how long this is. Each one of these holographic images can do up to 30% of your damage from your current weapon. So if you combine all those together, you're talking about 120% additional damage on top of your 100% damage, which gives you like 220% base damage just for having Hall of Mirrors. And this thing is pretty awesome, as you can tell. I mean, that's going to be based off the Strength mod, okay? And it's cool because, you know, they're not shooting you, they're shooting everything else but you. And now they've changed it so that way you can actually see through your holograms, which is a good thing, instead of the way it originally was. So your holograms can go through walls, can go through enemies, can go through walk on air, they do all that stuff. They actually can pick up things off the ground as well, so ammo and drops like that can be picked up from these as you're running around. Next, I've got Eclipse here, level number 3. This is another one. This is going to be based off of strength and duration as well. So the build is going to focus on strength and duration. The strength is going to damage our boost and resistance, and the duration obviously is going to make this a little bit longer. So I'm looking at about 30 seconds on my current Eclipse setup. And what it does is, in the light, it gives you more damage, and in the dark, as you've seen, it hides you, it fades you, so it's harder for you to be seen, harder for you to take damage. So, and it can be recast instantly anytime to refresh the ability, so just keep that in mind. And then, of course, I'm focusing on Prism, which I found Prism to be a fantastic ultimate, but I'm not focusing. It actually uses Prism is using range, strength, and duration, but I'm not using range in this build. Because I'm really focused on my holograms and my Eclipse versus this one. But this one is still very good, very powerful with the strength. I'm going to do more damage with my lasers, up to 240 damage per second with the lasers. Okay, and on duration, you're getting about 12 seconds at max duration, which is really good. What's really nice about this as well is when it either the time runs out or you push the 4 button again to explode it, it will explode a blinding radius, kind of like, you know, Excalibur does, and so it'll blind every enemy in the area for a certain range. Which so far I found the thing to pretty much blind like everywhere within the room that you're in, and so this is pretty helpful too, as you'll see as we run through here when we hit the heavy gunners. That yeah, it covers everything. So let's talk about the modding of this thing then. We're starting off with an energy siphon maxed rank, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in a redirection here. I've got a 400% redirection shield capacity. It's just 1 below max for me. It's going right into the aura slot that's there. I'm going to utilize continuity here. I've got an 8 out of 9 on this. This is one of those cards I like to max out if I can. So that's 25% duration, and then I've got Constitution as well, giving me another 28% duration, so just over 50% duration right now, plus knockdown recovery. And this is the way I'm doing it because I decided to go full traditional instead of using the alternate mods right now, because I didn't want to have to deal with the calculations of negative this and negative that, positive this and positive that, and it turns out that this works out just as well. Right along with that, obviously, we're going to need some power efficiency to run all of these and consistently run them, so I'm going to use a straight streamline on this. Obviously, we're going to want to have some flow, some max power. So with max power, we're talking 450 in the pool to utilize, and this is really good. And then we're also going to use Intensify as our power strength mod for this build. So the Intensify, of course, straight, we're just keeping it nice and simple on this because she's doing enough damage. She's very mobile, she's very fast. Obviously, you're focusing mostly on duration anyway with your Hall of Mirrors there, but if you utilize all three of her abilities correctly, and in the time sequence, you're going to get exactly what's happened here. Now, the other thing is the blinding radius seems to not have a timer, or I'm just killing everything fast enough because I'm using Eclipse with it, but as you can see, everything gets stunned, and it doesn't know what it's doing. But then, finally, the last mod that I'm actually utilizing on here is going to be Natural Talent. Now, I am going to forma one time. I'm going to forma up my dash slot, A dash slot for Constitution, because that's the highest one at this point, and that'll give me enough points that I can max out Natural Talent to a 50% casting, which will help me with the Prism. And that's going to make me more than content, more than happy. I'm not going to forma out one of the mods, one of the ability slots, because if they ever change her abilities and functions, whatever, Sleight of Hands may become useful. So I don't want to push out that slot yet. So we're just going to go ahead and utilize one of the other slots, and it works for me. But yeah, I mean, this frame is really good. It looks pretty cool too. The only thing I don't really like about the frame though is the big shield thing in front of her knees. I mean, I think that was kind of weird, but it is what it is, right? Anyway, so I've taken this everywhere. You've seen me doing a lot of different missions. I have no problems taking this into tier 4s or any high level solo. It's perfect for me. So let me throw up my actual build here on the screen for you so you can see it all again, because I know we went pretty quickly there. I tried to explain the ability so you understood it a little bit more. But that's about it right there. So we got Energy Siphon, like I said, Redirection, Continuity, Constitution, Intensify, Flow, Streamline, and then of course Natural Talent, which is taking up the Sleight of Hands ability slot, but we're going to go ahead and change that. We'll put a forma in here, and then we're good and set. So if you hit the like button for me, much appreciated. Any comments below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. See you later.